Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channels. Welcome to those of you who are new. Got over 2,000 audios available on the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. And as we move forward, this is the 8th of January, 1983. We are new in the Mid-Atlantic year of 1983, of course. Only our second weekend. There are missing shows, but not too many. About 8 missing shows. I guess that's 2 months. That's kind of a big deal. Mike Rotundo, though, is in a good space here, and he is your new, or newly crowned anyway, in the last couple of weeks, Christmas night, they say, television champion. He takes on Ken Timms, and ultimately not a bad deal there. Timms comes up and kind of goes after the legs a little bit. Hits a couple of shots on the back with some elbows. Ride time by Rotundo. Rotundo managing to get what he wants out of things there, and ultimately, um, um, it's a deep and basic process. Timms does come back. The fact that he's been around as an enhancement guy for a while does give him a little bit extra credibility because he has faced Rotundo before. Rotundo took off as a better guy. Rotundo manages the airplane spin and manages to get things under his control relatively simply. And we go to a 6-man tag team matchup next. Not exactly a fan of these, as I mentioned before. On other programs, they feel like time killers. There is Dory Valentine and Lane, Red Dog Lane, versus Orton, Slater, and Jerry Briscoe. Dick Slater, new to the area. I don't know that necessarily this even needs to be a big deal. Slaughter and Kernoodle basically says no one is ready to challenge them. Basically challenges Youngblood and Steamboat to actually step up to them, which doesn't necessarily fully happen in a complete way here. We kind of move forward, and the 6-man tag is a thing. Dory Funk coming in with Lane, kind of an interesting thing, almost mocking, or with Slater, I'm sorry, almost mocking Dory Funk, kind of going after the attack. Slater as a babyface, not exactly something I'm familiar with. Most of the limited knowledge I have of Dick Slater is as a heel. Not exactly, was not necessarily a fan of his in Mid-South. Haven't seen his Georgia stuff because haven't seen enough of Georgia to comment, but needless to say, Dory Funk Jr. does come back up to his feet, manages to go at Slater with some go-behinds and basic stuff there. Valentine on the apron, a interesting teammate for Dory Funk Jr. at this point in history. Cut off and Orton coming in as a major kind of takeover there. Orton and Funk would probably, I'm guessing, have had a decent set of singles matches should the opportunity ever have been offered, and I'm not saying it hasn't. Valentine and Orton are in there for a good little bit, and they go at each other. Catches of the foot, and Orton tries to kind of stomp down on his man. Slater comes back in and goes after Red Dog Lane and kind of continues the foray. They trade arm drags, basic maneuvers. Nothing worth necessarily writing home about, and a cutoff there. We finally do see a attempted figure four, and Orton with the figure four attempt, which is bizarre just because Jerry Briscoe being on the team probably could have easily gotten there from here, and then the babyfaces do take medium control, taking out, or the heels take control, taking out various other individuals along the way there, and Slater manages to jump in with them. All 6 guys in the ring. Match goes into complete chaos. Piper does a run-in, and ultimately very little gets solved in this match. Humperdinck continues to say that he is frustrated with the lack of elimination of Piper's Army. We do go to a highlight film of One Man Gang and Jimmy Valiant. Gang with a power slam and a big splash, trying to take Valiant out of action. Valiant, to me, very easily could be going back to Memphis or Alabama or any of the other territories. Anyway, Greg Valentine is your U.S. champion. Basically, wants to get in there with anybody, including Piper. Doesn't really care. Continues to be aggressive, assertive. Then we go to One Man Gang and Jay Youngblood in a more traditional match styling, longer match styling. Youngblood has been out for a while due to Slaughter and Cornoodle taking him out several months ago. Just coming back within the last month or so. But I think this is his first major match on TV. Yang takes things into his own hands, uses his power, but we see Youngblood managing to continue rolling through and other basic maneuvers along the way. Youngblood continuing to chop his man down, Gang cutting him off with splashes in the corner, arm bars, and routine takedowns. There is an endorsement of Bob Orton by one of the Briscoes, which is a weird thing because Orton usually primarily seen as a heel, but a babyface here in the Carolinas here in 1983. Steamboat and Youngblood back and promising they're going to become tag team champions in 83. Then we go back to the ring, which is a Kernoodle match, which ultimately Johnny Weaver and Kernoodle. Weaver comes back, kind of takes some shots, body slam, punch to the top of the head. Not exactly a classic series of matches by any stretch of the imagination, but manages to stay on him. Both guys clash together headwise, and ultimately we see kind of the shots into the buckle of Kernoodle. And then, of course, we see, Kernoodle kind of getting a body slam and Steamboat coming down to try to give Weaver a little bit of extra support, taking away his jacket and cutting up the jacket. The jacket had been given to him by Slaughter, and Steamboat kind of tearing it up. Slaughter is disappointed, actually quite outraged after the match, and Kernoodle gets the victory, but doesn't really know what happens to the jacket because he doesn't see Steamboat taking control of it. Briscoe promises that the army of Humperdinck, the House of Humperdinck, will be eliminated and vanquished in the new year. Then we move to I don't know, I guess I'd say an enhancement match or standby match, Ben Alexander and Tommy Gilbert. Not exactly a match that needs to be here. Gilbert coming in and I guess trying to get some foray for his younger sons and whatnot. Anyway, so I mean it's a basic match, holding down body, but it easily could have gone on first in the contest or of the day and been pretty simple. However, if you like mat grappling, almost looking like a UFC style confrontation, including but not limited to taking a guy down and kind of double spearing the feet or whatever have you, definitely worth going there. Leg Grapevine also by Gilbert, and Gilbert in control pretty authoritatively, coming forward there and ultimately getting things going according to plan. Spinning back kick and a neck breaker by Gilbert, and a promo by Slater promising to take things out together and get things together. It comes into alignment. Valentine says they are still reasonably aligned and somewhat trustworthy, and we close on that note. We'll be back with more right after this.